right, welcome everyone to the Monday, August 4th meeting of the Conway Selectboard. I think we're going to begin because we have a lot of people here. I'm calling the meeting to order as the chair of the Select Board. This is only my first, I believe this is the first meeting that I have run as chair of the Select Board, because last time I was actually on vacation. So just thank you, Chris,
Yes.
for reminding me of all the things I have to do. I assume that you all are here either for public comments or for other items that we have on the agenda. So we're going to start with anyone who is here for public comments.
You all know me, but I'm Brian Kosmesnis, Boyden Road, and I just want to talk about how fantastic the roads are and how I'm going to submit a front-end alignment for both my vehicles to the town of Conway because of all the potholes that are everywhere. And I want to invite Chris, you and Erica, in my truck after this meeting. We're going to go for a ride. We're actually going to look at these dirt roads and see how bad they are. They've been this bad all spring and all summer, and it's getting to be pretty bad. Now, I've lived in this town my whole life. You people haven't. I remember Bob Baker as a road boss, Charlie Dacey as a road boss. People you probably don't even know Charlie Dacey. The roads were 100% better than they are now. I don't want to hear excuses. He's got more, the road boss we have now, I won't mention any names, has more equipment than any of the other road bosses have ever had, and the roads are the worst they've ever been. Now, I've got the flat tires, my wife's got the flat tires, numerous have had the flat tires because of the stuff that he puts on the road. It's not even gravel, I don't know what it is, but it's full of metals, nails, chunks. I mean, I came to one meeting trying to show people what the stuff was, but nobody wanted to hear it, nobody wanted to see it. So I'm inviting the two of you to go for a ride with me after this meeting. I'm gonna hang around, we're gonna hop in my pickup, we're gonna go for a ride, and we're gonna see how deep these holes are. They're not this deep, they're this deep. There's actually some right over by your house that I'd like to show them too, that are terrible. This has been going on all
I drive Graves
summer.
and Reed's Bridge all the time.
That's right, and they're terrible. All summer, all spring, and like I said, when and if the roads ever get done, I'm gonna submit from an alignment to both my vehicles to the town of Conway, and I'll expect them to pay for it too, because this is ridiculous, that these roads are so bad, and this road boss has more equipment than any of the other road bosses have ever had since I've lived in this town, and I've been here my whole life.
I'd like to second that motion. I drive dirt roads and really you can lose your teeth
Exactly.
in some of these things. And they aren't once in a while, they've been there for a long time. No one really cares anymore.
I do. And I cherish my vehicles, they're brand new vehicles.
I do too, you know. This
What's
is-
your address?
Boyden Road.
Yeah, so
It's
last,
on the corner of
Yeah.
Boyden and Graves-ish, right? Couple in, second
Well,
house.
it's gone away, so
Yeah.
I'll go.
yes, the last time you were here, I did drive that. Of course, I have a big truck, but I did drive down Graves to Boyden and then across, what's the road?
Reach Bridge.
Reeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did do that route to see, back then you were talking about the size of the gravel, so I was primarily focused on that. I will definitely drive it again for the
Oh,
potholes.
I'm willing to give you guys a ride. I'm gonna stay here for the whole meeting, and I want both of you to hop into my truck, and we'll go for a ride.
I would love to, I can't do it after this particular meeting, but I do want to do that with you.
I mean, like you said, I drive those roads all the time, and we ride our horses all the time.
Right.
I have found metal on that road when Bob Baker was the road boss. We have a whole collection of metal, and that's stuff that falls off people's vehicles.
No.
So we have a pile this big of metal, and my partner runs those roads and comes home all the time with stuff, and did when Bob was chief and when Ron is chief. It's just the nature of stuff falling off people's trucks driving around dirt roads.
I'm not gonna argue with you, but
Never mind
it's
Bud
not
Light
the stuff
cans.
falling off of people's trucks, it's the stuff that he brought in, the terrible looking fill that he brings in, because it's not gravel. It's reprocessed cement and everything else that's in it. I mean, it's not gravel. So,
You need more than gravel. Gravel just blows off. It's a mixture of gravel and clay and, it's not my area, but it's a special
TRC,
thing.
TRT, whatever, that stuff that
Yeah,
actually
right.
binds it all together is what you need.
Yeah, if you just put gravel on And
Well,
it
it's
was-
source-
it's,
source it from?
It's
On.
FERCog sources it for all the towns.
Every town uses the same stuff.
So, yeah,
We buy
FERCog
it from
negotiates and sources.
Well, I'll tell you what, I went to Bird Hill Blueberry Farm this couple of weeks ago. I drove on at least 8, maybe even 10 miles of dirt roads to get there. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's all dirt roads,
What town?
up in Heath.
Heath, okay.
Roads were 100% better than Conway. If you found a pothole, it was probably this deep, and it was small. Not like what we got here.
Well, I mean, I rode my motorcycle over the weekend, and I rode it, I turned left on Pine Hill, or Pine Street, and you can keep going up, and then the town line goes into Ashfield. And I went up there and made a left, and I don't know what road it was. I'll have to look up the name, but it was a gravel road, and it was so bad, I had to turn around. It was like,
Washboard.
it was washed out
Yeah.
on both sides.
Mhm.
So I think I'll definitely look at these roads. I'll get with Ron on when they plan on going through with the grader again on
I
those
haven't seen
roads.
the grader on grades this year. I mean, it came up
Haven't
once.
seen it at all.
Bar Road,
I haven't seen it
came up
more at
Riggs
all.
Bridge once, but,
And I mean,
and I know the grader was out of commission for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I know that he's, trying to deal with purchasing the used one, so that,
Oh, so it's still out of commission?
I believe so. I believe so.
so it sounds like that road is not graded in a while.
I
We
don't know that
we have to
Graves
check
has
on
been
that.
graded in a while.
It's all the dirt roads.
All the dirt roads,
You
exactly.
can't just say this or that.
Yeah.
And you go along, and luckily I
Well-
still got all my teeth, but,
I mean, the alternative is paving them, which is not something,
No,
I don't
it's
want to
not
live on a
gonna
paved
happen.
road.
I brought
I
that
want to
up.
live on a dirt road.
You can't
People
pave
go
roads.
fast enough.
I'm just telling
As-
everybody, we can't pave,
No.
it's $1 million a mile to pave a road.
It's not even that. I want to live on a dirt road because people go fast enough on a dirt road, never mind how fast they'll go on a paved road,
Yeah,
so.
dirt roads can be made very smooth.
Yes,
So they can go
that's-
fast. I'm happy for them to have a little bit to slow them down, honestly.
Well, we
Well,
had
I'm
someone
not.
on Elm Street who specifically requested that we not
Yeah.
fill in the potholes, because if we did,
Yeah, when we
People would
repaved Elm,
yeah, they were like, please don't fill in the potholes on Elm Street.
Yeah, and I'm not,
keeps people going slow.
I'm not making excuses for
Yeah.
anybody, I just want to put out, like, the material he used is sourced and priced by FERCog, so anybody that goes through FERCog, which is every town in Franklin County, is using the same stuff. We've had an issue with the grader, obviously that got passed this past town meeting, so we should be getting a new grader. I did travel that road again, I was really concentrating on the size of the rocks and not the potholes, so I will definitely drive that road again. I'll take photos of the potholes. I think we should probably have a ride along with Ron
Yeah, I think so.
to actually look in that area. I understand it's all gravel roads. I go down Roaring Brook all the time. I was just up Cricket Hill earlier this week too. All of our roads have issues. They all got washed out from the storms a couple of years ago.
But this isn't washout, this is just
The
people driving on it.
the
It's just
downside of
terrible.
going after Phoebe's place, that, has always been, because I would always ride my bike down that road.
That's
and
because
it's
of
like-
water. If
you
it's
know.
a rut like that, that's
But your
because of
side
water.
was never that awful. But it is now, we'll have to check it out, we'll look into it, absolutely.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue, I'm just sitting there saying that, my truck needs a front end alignment, my wife's car needs a front end alignment. I mean, we've hit these things, they are this deep, they're this big, and then you can't go around them.
Well, those should definitely be filled in. There's no.
But
excuse
if
for
he
that,
just
yeah.
goes there and puts a little dirt in it
Yeah.
and back drags it, within 2 days, they're all back again. They're back again within 2 days. I mean, whatever. He had a road grader, he took the forks off the front of it, the forks have to go down and break up the holes, and that's what makes the holes go away forever. And he took the forks off because he said they just get breaking. Well, that's gonna happen when you hit ledge every now and then. But the forks are what breaks up the holes so they don't come back again.
Yeah.
He just road grades, he just fills them in, and then they come back within a week, they're all back again.
I have a second issue that's off the related but off the main triangle, but that has to do with the little triangular corner up there where Route 16, as you go west, you can turn on to Wheatley Road.
Yes.
Okay. And luckily, and I'm not being facetious here, I'm still on. I had, well, there was one day with their cell phone on, coming around there at speed. I was on my motorcycle, and if I hadn't taken evasive action, I wouldn't be there. And I've seen almost accidents there often. Luckily, I live on Whately Road and have street smarts to know to beware of that, because people come tearing around that thing. There's no yield stop sign or anything, and
That's what it needs, is some sort of yield sign there to allow people to know that they need to slow down, and
someone is.
because people are coming off 116, and they're coming off at, it should be 30 miles an hour, but most people go faster coming off. And the people coming up Whately Road aren't really aware of that
Right.
danger right there.
Sorry, before we get too far into Whaley Road, I just want to check with Mr. Kuzmeskis here to make sure that he
We
had
will-
nothing else to add, or,
I think I said my piece, but the only thing is, I mean, I want you to go for the ride now. Because I know Veronica, she'll probably sit there and say, Ron, you gotta go fix the roads in a hurry, and you won't see the potholes.
I know, I would like, I just can't, I literally actually can't do this
Yeah,
tonight, but I
fair.
would like to, I would like to
When?
see what you're seeing.
Wait,
How about Wednesday morning?
as long as Veronica doesn't tell Ron to go and fix the roads real quick.
Verity,
Verity.
The grader won't be fixed by then.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
reach out to you because I would like to come and do the ride along. And I'm 99.9% sure that these potholes won't be fixed in the next 3 days.
Do you need my phone number? Or?
I know, I can get it, yeah, I will reach out to you.
All right, I appreciate your time, thank you.
no,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I could turn things over to our speaker. I just have to leave.
Yeah, so this was actually one of the items that was on our new business, which is discussion regarding the speed limit on Whately Road, which I assume is, yeah. So we have some information from our chief of police, which we've tackled this before.
Yeah, this came up on a question on Elm Street as well, just so you're aware.
And Emerson Hollow
And
as
Emerson
well.
Hollow.
That's
Yeah.
why we put up the radar signs.
So our understanding is that there are literally only 2 places that are legally rated for speed. And that is
116 and Whately.
116 Whately Road.
Yeah, that's it.
And those are rated at 40 miles per hour. And so what we were told by Kenny when this came up several years ago, and also our understanding from Chief Bates, is that if you want to get that changed, it's a pretty complicated process to get.
Onerous.
Yes,
It
to
is.
get a site assessed for recommended speed. And it may come back where the speed is recommended more than, we may want a 40 mile an hour to be like a 25 or a 30, and that it may come back at 50. So,
Yeah, the way they do it is they set up on various areas of the road, they'll set up radar. And then they'll keep that radar there for, say, 2 weeks to a month. Then they will take the average of the speed of those vehicles. And what is close to that average is what the mile per hour would be. So you could have an adverse effect where it could go from 40 to 45.
That's the research.
Totally
unreasonable. Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? It's crazy.
Actually, the chief has, the COG put down speed strips
Mhm.
7 or 8 years ago. And the average speed on Whitney Road is very slow, very reasonable. The problem, in my view, is somewhere between 10 and 20 trucks and cars on weekdays who are commuters, mostly between 6 and 9, and like 4 to 7. And I sit at my kitchen table, I have a list of 15 vehicles here that are obviously going 45, 50 or more. I have a app on my phone that uses Trig,
Mhm.
and it can get a very good fix on speed. I have clocked people, I live 49 Whitney Road for 45 years, right across from the church. I have clocked people over 55 miles an hour.
There?
There?
How do you even
Yes.
get to 50 miles an hour
Yeah.
there?
You,
The opposite way.
Sunday,
The opposite way.
this last Sunday, there's this guy in a hot rod doing probably pretty close to that. And several of us heard
I
it.
think by the time he was, or I forget which direction he was going, but
South.
yeah, by the time he was at us, it felt like he was going
Yeah, because
60.
you live right there too, right?
Yeah.
Right,
So
but
they
the whole
so they
idea-
went right, 123 weekly.
Right.
I think that when we had this issue with, when it came up on Emerson Hollow, one of the first things that Chief Ouimet did was just like make note of it and go down and sit there for a space of time, so.
It doesn't do it.
You like, but when's the last time we had someone sitting there?
It's been a while.
Last
Right.
week, your new recruit,
Yeah, Minor was there,
what's his first name?
Chris Minor.
Chris, yeah, very nice guy.
Yeah.
I had a nice chat with him.
Mhm.
Why can't
That's the problem, when you put a cruiser there, people are sharp, people also have radar detectors, it doesn't work. So, one thing that Kenny did, and just to give you a little history, it was 25 miles an hour when I first moved here in 1980. And one of the sign on the 116 end got knocked over in an accident. Charlie Dacey never kept any records, it never got replaced. Okay? So about 15 years ago, some of my neighbors and I came down to complain about the speeds, and that's where the children playing sign
Mhm.
came from. If you go and look at the sign right now, it's like leaning over. And there's nothing that says this is unimportant, like a sign just sort of obviously not being taken care of.
That's
Yeah.
the often complaints about putting signs up is they basically just get knocked over and then they're just road garbage.
I see Whately as two different roads, really,
Yes,
right? You have the one road that, once you go up to the triangle where you can go to the transfer station, or you can go up Maple, from there to 116, in my mind, is one road. And then beyond that's another road when it's a straight stretch that
Beyond the
goes
swimming pool, yeah.
beyond the swimming
right,
pool.
right, right.
And it's a straight stretch all the way to Williamsburg, right, road.
Right.
So I'm wondering, because we're talking about, in this provision, the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 90, Section, 17, there's a provision in there about thickly settled. So
You don't meet the provision.
you don't need it?
It's houses not more than 200 feet together for a quarter of a mile.
Oh, it
I
has
ran
to
that-
be a quarter
Yeah,
mile?
I ran that by Kenny
Okay.
a long time ago.
Could we try running it again?
I
Could we-
wonder-
It's a regulation.
Yeah,
You
the
look up
houses
Mass-
haven't been added to in that area.
Look up mass.gov and Google,
Chapter 90,
57.
Section 17.
Right, and that's what,
So here's one thing that Kenny used to do, which has been very effective, and which Don has started to do. And that's if you have a repeat offender, you get a plate. And this isn't just one time, this is someone who's habitually doing this. He will call the person. They don't speed anymore after that call. I'm not quite sure what he says, but.
and how does he get this information from
We provide it.
from the,
From the plates.
So you get the plates.
So
and you
neighbors
look
are
at the
taking
plates.
down plates?
Well, yes, but it's,
Okay.
I try to use my game camera, it just isn't fast enough to catch a speeding car.
Yeah.
It clicks on, and you see the taillights at a distance.
I wonder if we can get one of Jimmy Recorder's mannequins with the speed gun.
Yes.
But I was checking with Kenny today, actually, there is for your information, a portable radar speed indicator, which is sitting in that shed up, down behind it's the shed,
Right, but you said like it only deters for a while. We can give tickets for,
I mean, we
a month.
have the
people.
like, the speed indicators in
We
various
have-
places.
yeah, but
Yes.
you don't have one at the.
We have one coming down
Coming
from
down.
Coming
the-
down, okay, all right, so
We
maybe,
don't have one
yeah,
going
so
the
that's
other
what
way.
I'm wondering, is maybe, like, depending upon, traffic patterns that Chief Bates has observed, I mean, those are mobile, so maybe we move them around,
Well, you really need them at both ends of
or,
that section of Whately Road.
And it doesn't really deter
Right.
people. I
You
mean,
live
there's
right
one
next
right
to
by our house, doesn't stop the people going 45, 50, even higher, coming down to the center here. And people coming this way don't see it, because
Right,
it's on the
yeah,
other side of the
so-
road.
And
So,
some people don't care.
yeah, they don't care.
Right.
I think it has no effect, really.
Yeah.
Hi, Mary Parker, Whately Road. I've lived there over 50 years, seen the increase in traffic. Everybody takes that cutoff to Camp and all those places. That speed indicator that's below my house across from, well, just below, I can see it almost perfectly from my back pasture. All winter, probably 7 out of 10 cars, it was red. So they're not even paying attention to it. And the speed coming down the hill is quite impressive over the years. I mean, with 50 years, you learn to
Downhill
listen.
from Whately.
Right, but
Right,
the
right from
interesting
here.
thing
Yeah.
is, I've also noticed, and maybe we just have a new set of people with very fast, sporty type cars, they hit the corner by Jen Bardick's house, and they revved that up. The one last night that went by at
Yeah.
feeding
Yes.
time.
We all have.
Yeah, sure did.
My husband came out and says, I thought you took the Mustang out. That's how loud and fast it was. And I'm gonna tell you another thing with having horses, it's a state law that I have the right of way 24/7. I might as well just stand out in the middle of the road and take my chances of getting hit. I would say 1 out of 25 cars will slow or stop. I've been forced off the road. But again, people say get the license plates number. Well, when you're leading a bunch of horses, you don't have a pen and a paper. But the speed has picked up. And the other interesting thing, I'm up at 5. I don't go to bed until 11 or 12. When they have patrolled Whately Road, and I do appreciate it when they do it, they'll sit at the top of the pool if it's off-season. They'll sit in our turnaround a little further up. The problem is the heaviest traffic is from 6 in the morning to about 8:30. And that's the fastest, and that's the traffic that's always heading away from Conway. Now, in the summer or evening, and it depends on the season, if the schools are open, people coming from Smith and any of the colleges, from about 2:30 to 5:30, it's just constant speed. And if you don't patrol at those times, like everybody going to the pool is pretty slow, you know, and Sunday drivers, literally Sunday drivers, everybody's pretty slow. Those times.
So it seems like you guys know when there's a
Oh,
window.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the window we
And-
should have somebody sit
And we
there.
need to be, and not just like sitting there, but
But you gotta hide
actually
the
like,
cruiser.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or like actually issuing, you know,
Well, I would say
You know,
even if you
citation
don't
plate
hide the
numbers.
cruiser, if it's the same time, it's the same people, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
if they see
if
the
they keep
cruiser
seeing the cruiser,
every morning.
right, and then the radar will go off because of that stagnant or the radar system there. We should get another one to face the other way. I don't know if we
I want to say we have 4 of them, and I'm not sure
But
if they're all deployed right
I
now.
think so.
Are they- they're all out, all
But they're
four?
mobile.
But they're mobile, so we can,
This
yeah.
was what, this was a warrant article.
Right, there's just one there, one
I
there,
have a
one.
question for you. When you see the cars going down the hill and you see the radar thing light up
Yep.
and it's in the red,
Uh-huh.
do people hit the brakes? Do you see the
No.
brake lights?
No.
Oh,
And there are, and those few that do, like I said, the 3 out of 10,
yeah.
when they hit below my house, just before the corner by Jen Bardick's house,
Yeah.
I can see the lights. Those are the ones that are going, oh, I'm going too fast,
Right.
slow
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But no,
You
there's,
feel like
there's no brakes
70%
applied.
just
It-
doesn't, yeah.
No. I would assume, I'm assuming they slow down a little bit when they get to the hollow, I hope. No.
No.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No.
Yeah.
So since we don't have a lot of options, with changing the,
Chief Base isn't here at the moment.
right, changing the speed limit, we can't add, strips. We're not allowed doing that.
Yeah.
I would suggest that we take down the times that Mary stated, have a cruiser sit there. We'll take the plate numbers, as you suggested, on the repeat offenders, because unfortunately, we can only do so much,
Right.
can't fix stupid,
Yeah.
right? So,
Right.
but maybe we can call them.
Well, there's,
Kenny, when I moved to Conway, like in 1997, I got a speeding ticket driving down past the pond in 1997, and I have never speeded past the pond.
there's one other step that needs to be taken, and that's to get the double yellow solid line
Oh,
painted on Whately Road.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, there's nothing there.
It narrows the lane.
yeah.
I'm across from the church. I used to watch people pass cars right there, right in front of the church.
But is that something, I mean, are we allowed, I thought that
Yeah.
had to be like a
Yes.
state.
If you
Okay,
go
so
down
we
Whately
can-
Road right now.
Well, it's our
way
road.
down, it's
Yeah.
no
Right, but I
We
thought-
can't do
I thought it was
anything
like a-
116, but we can.
Right, but I thought that was like a
It's,
state thing.
it
that
was
the no
before it was
Yeah, we-
resurfaced.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Just
can
like all
have-
the curves that were there before it was
I thought he was
resurfaced.
planning on
He
doing
is.
that, yeah,
Yeah, he's got a lot of roads, he still has to do that on.
right.
That's not the only one, there's.
But he hires a contractor to do that
Yes.
to the car, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is,
Yeah, it's a specific type of paint that has the metallic.
right, what I'm trying to indicate, it's not a lot of work other than paperwork.
Yeah,
In getting it done, yeah.
Can be moved up the priority list, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
But it sounds like we should definitely arrange for a pretty regular detail during certain times.
It wouldn't hurt to have a sign saying, we are watching for speeders. If you continue to speed, you will be contacted.
yes, the town
Something.
can't put that
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
What's that?
I mean, we
Yes,
As
you can.
private property
I
owners, you
can't, I
can,
can't
yeah.
tell you what to do with signs on your property.
Our next meeting will be the time
Yeah.
to explore what we can and
Yeah.
can't do.
Yeah,
Someone did that for someone speeding in, I don't know, maybe it was Whately or somewhere in Visit, or on 5 and 10. I watch your speed, I have a camera. And it was on, this sign, this big
so
sign.
you all said there was a children at play that fell or was bent over,
It's
so
It's
still there.
it's there, it's just leaning over.
what about horses crossing?
I put my own up.
I want one of those.
Yeah, I put my
People
own
don't
up.
respect horses at
No,
all.
of course not.
Yeah.
And the
There's
other
a
thing
children's
is
sign,
you ought
too.
to be on Whately Road. I measured, it has to do with the dog shelter in South Deerfield, proposed dog shelter. I measured our road in front of my house for a long strip. It's exactly 17 feet wide. My hay wagons are 11 feet wide and people pass. And you cannot see around a loaded hay wagon with a big tractor, and they will pass. Don't they on highways have, maybe I noticed it in Maine and not here, but there are signs that say radar controlled or radar in
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
They don't know if it's overhead,
Right.
like we'd have something overhead. But just giving them fair warning
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we can look into that.
Those are state signs.
So I think we'll talk with Chief Bates, and I think just a little more vigilance and more patrol there, and.
Kenny used to always ramp up patrols at the start of the school year because everybody's, the buses are out, people need, and to correct negative behavior right away, you can,
Yeah.
give somebody a ticket when
I
they
know,
move to town and they slow down.
I know.
And
Start
like you
giving
said,
out
there's more
tickets.
The other
speed in the
part
fall.
of this is that there's a lot of,
April,
in
May.
the summer when the pool's open, there are a lot of kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And people, and parents, and there's people walking or biking up to the pool. And what they do is they,
Oh, our
Wait,
road,
he's
Great
right.
Bridge is a highway, for
They come
dog
up the-
walking,
they come up the
biking,
sidewalk.
riding, yeah.
to the church, but the sidewalk stops, so and you really have to go almost past the church before you can see
Yeah.
to cross the road. And I'm afraid we're gonna get someone
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Really disrespect.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate
Thank you.
we're on it.
All right. What's up next?
All right, so everyone who was here for public comment, this was about the Whately Road, or is there any other?
Everybody back there?
I think she's double duty.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with the
Oh,
pool.
you're also cool.
Okay, got it.
All right,
Both
so, let's, all right, so I'm just going down, discussion vote on red cars, I want to table that. Do I have to actually make a motion to table?
Thank you.
No, I don't
No,
think so.
okay, all right, we're just gonna go into.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so, yeah, thank you. Discussion with Conway Swimming Pool regarding joining the town as a town. Betty,
Mary, you want
do
to
you
come
want
up?
to move on, do you want to move
Oh.
closer?
The support group.
That way, if we have to evacuate, he can get out first. Leave me behind.
Just don't race home.
Oh, gosh. I was planning on having some fun tonight.
Maybe you want to do this.
Okay, do you want to begin?
Sure.
Michelle is the president.
Okay,
I'm the treasurer.
So, yeah, I'm here on behalf of the,
and can you just say your full name?
Michelle Sanger.
Okay.
Mary Parker.
Mary Parker. On behalf of the Conway Swimming Pool, just representing the community of the Conway Pool. We're not asking anything of you, except for, we're just really concerned about the longevity of the pool. We have limited volunteers. Those volunteers, for the most part, are 60 and over. We're extremely appreciative of the funds that we've garnered from the town. It's amazing. It breaks my heart how much people have given. I'm just really worried about the future and the fact that at this point, we're not only paying for, water tests and
Porta potty.
porta potty,
Power.
and power, that kind of thing. We now have this regulation from the state that we have to inspect the dam every 5 years. That's huge. The money is huge.
Like you have, when the pool's drained, you have to have an engineer or
No,
something?
every 5 years, someone has to come from the state. We're rated significantly hazard dam from the town. And that means that every 5 years, we have to have a registered engineer come in.
The pool does not have to be drained.
Right, and it doesn't have to be drained to have that done. But it has to be deemed safe for Pumpkin Hollow. For those people who just left, they're worried about speeding. At this point, we're okay. We're just worried about the longevity. What going forward, how can we, as this community that loves the pool, and some swim, and many donate, how can we go forward with the town? That's it's a question that I don't even know if it has an answer. Tri-Town Beach is a beach that works, and I've called in to try to understand how they work outside of the government, and yet they're part of the town. Again, I'm not sure how that works, but I'd like to, maybe that's us, I don't know. I'm just putting that out
And
there.
Ashland Lake too, right?
That's slightly different, I believe, but
The town runs it.
The town runs it.
The town runs it. I think it's slightly different.
I did do some research on this once I knew it was on the agenda, because
Right.
I had heard erroneously, but somebody had told me previously that if the town owns it, it has to be open to all public,
Yes.
not just Conway residents. I found that's not the case.
Right, and that's what, yes,
Right.
yes.
So that was my main concern also, is I didn't want it to turn into like DAR,
The
where,
Greenfield swimming pool, the
Or the
green
green-
thing.
yeah, yeah.
God bless them, everyone
Yeah.
should have a place to swim.
right?
Deerfield, you have to have passes.
Once you get,
I think.
once you get money
Right.
from.
I mean,
the
I think there's plenty of models in the state for private beaches. I mean, just look at all the places on Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket.
Yeah, the only restriction was it has to be ADA compliant, which it already is.
It is,
Yeah.
thank you,
So-
yes, yes. So we're just looking at, I'm willing to weed whack every month, I'm willing to write the letters, I'm willing.
So, but
I just worry about when I'm not willing.
Right.
So it's on private property?
Yes.
It's
Thank you.
owned,
Yep.
it's owned by the trustees.
By the trustee.
I think our main concern, as we all age out and we don't get younger people, and we cannot maintain the pool. And that goes along with the criteria of maintaining the dam.
Yeah.
Somebody's, it's either gonna have to be permanently drained. Let's say there's nobody that wants to do it, the town can't afford it, or take it over. You're gonna have, an empty body of water with nothing but a brook running through it. But then you have docks, diving boards, and people are still gonna go down there because between 2010 and 2012, I also obviously lived right across the street from the pool, when it was defunct.
Yeah. Begin with that.
Constantly, people were going down to the pool to walk in the brook. It scared me half to death, walk out to the, what do we call it in the middle?
We call it a raft,
A
which isn't a
raft.
raft.
And they would climb the ladder and stand there, and that's 10 or 15 feet. Kids would be playing in the mud, and then you could hear them screaming to their mother. They were getting stuck in the mud and had to be pulled out. So you're looking at, does this all have to be fenced in and made?
Yeah.
And these are things that doesn't have to happen now, but it's gotta be in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
It's down the road.
Down the road.
Yeah.
Plan for it.
And I think the other thing, Michelle, is we were concerned from the lack of response when we needed signatures and information from our emergency people in town.
Right.
Nobody seems to realize that if we don't get the signatures and what we need from personnel in these positions, we can't submit our report and they will close the pool.
You should come to us if you're not getting.
If you're ever getting, not getting a
And
response.
Barony
Right, fine.
gratefully signs that.
Yeah.
Because we do have, I mentioned every 5 years we have to have an inspection, but every year we have to have an emergency action. So, thank you for that.
Yeah, so you'll be sending me an update every year? So-
Every year we have.
Great,
to-
okay.
And I believe, Michelle, you send it to fire, do you send
I
our
don't
plan?
need-
Our
Yeah,
plan to
I-
the fire department,
Yes,
please?
but I only need one signature.
Right, but we try to keep everybody in the loop
Right.
of our emergency plans. And I don't know if we've ever gotten any feedback saying, that's a great plan, or gee, that
Yeah.
presents a problem.
Right.
Seems like that would be useful.
Just so everyone knows.
Right.
That we are very responsible.
Right.
Yeah.
We plan on continuing to be responsible. We just want you to know.
But so it sounds like something that we need to start thinking about for succession planning.
Right.
I
I mean,
also
it-
wonder if some of the projects could be funded through Concom. I mean, why not?
Well, I mean, we funded the ADA upgrade
Yes.
Right.
with town funds.
Or the community preservation funds.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's been accessed before.
Recreation.
So we're not in dire need at this point. So
Right.
we're really not coming to you saying
Yeah.
that we.
No, you want a future
But
plan, like the
we want a
library
future-
needs,
we want a
like
future
the
plan. That's
the
all we
pool
need.
needs, and the Festival of the Hill needs. You know,
Yeah, exactly,
Erica's
like
daughter
later,
is
yes.
one of the young people who's actually
Yes.
involved, but we have a lot of young
Yes.
people
Yes.
that, are not involved, and, we need to, enlist them. We need to-
Right.
yeah,
And
they
then-
enjoy the pool, I hear them talk about it all the time, but we
And
need
it's
to
what
get them
makes
to enjoy
our
it.
town.
Right.
These three things.
And everybody brags about the pool.
Yeah, the
and
pool's one of the
shares
best
about how
commodities
awesome
in
it
this
is.
town.
It's
It
a
really
gem.
is.
But then
And
you
it's a
have.
blast from the
yeah.
past too, you don't
Right.
have that anymore.
Exactly.
So, have you all posted anything by the rules? The rules board saying, hey, we need volunteers, we need.
Well, they put it in the
We
currents.
haven't put it on the rules board. Not rules board, sorry.
And no one reads that.
People just walk right by it. Who the heck reads that?
No
No,
floaties,
but we-
everybody reads no floaties.
Everybody
You
reads
never
no
see no
floaties.
floaties in there.
Well, I did have a
Boards.
chat, I did have a chat with a gentleman this weekend.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I will definitely volunteer. I know of at least a couple other people around my age, not that I'm a young buck, but,
You're young.
but that will volunteer, that bring, like you bring their kids to the pool.
Sure. It's all good, and it's what makes a community pool a community pool.
Mhm.
We're just looking at, will that community be intact in
Yeah.
the future? And that's all we're laying the groundwork
Yeah.
for.
Okay, well, it's good to be prepared for that. There's a lot of things
And
to
we
look
can
at.
explore what other things we see out there for
Right.
models and options, and you should too. And if you
Yeah.
read about something or talk with somebody, you know, let us know. And it doesn't have to be New England. I mean, there's,
Sure,
you know, other parts of the country, other models out there that we should be aware of.
And I would suggest you use this board to your advantage. If you're not getting a response as quickly as you need it, come to us. If you feel one of those 5-year dam inspections is gonna be too costly, come to us. Maybe there's a way we can find the funding for it.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I'm wondering
And
if
we can
there's-
talk to our state reps about how that's
Yeah.
a, you know, a burden on our poor pool and,
Yeah.
you know.
Because we did have the, MEMA came out and we had Ashfield and Conway.
That was great.
And we did the tabletop
Yeah.
and, the pool was included because it's all part of the same water system.
Right.
So because of that, I'm wondering if there's some way that we could also even, I don't know, if MVP could come into it somehow because
I was
it's part
looking
of.
at that, I was
you
just
know.
thinking the same thing, you know, because it is part of that whole water system.
Yeah.
And it's part of the community too.
Just
like the community.
just to throw it out there, we're doing MVP 2.0 right now, which is a whole different kind of MVP project where we're gonna be trying to get as many people from the town involved in the future of the town and climate, and what we need to do going forward, not just the usual suspects, but, municipal vulnerability preparedness. And the town's been involved in that program for years, but you have to redo your plan with the town. And this is a new pilot by the state, that's why they call it 2.0, where we have to redo our town plan, but it's a whole different model where we're about to hire a planning vendor and we're gonna have a core team that looks into all this stuff. But my point is, and we're doing it together with Ashfield again, is that there's gonna be a seed project that comes out of this. And we'll have, between the two towns, we'll have $100,000. So it's just something to think about. If that's a project that might work into there and, I'm not saying what happened, I'm just saying
No,
that that's
I'm
something
just-
to think
All
about.
I'm thinking about is that
Yeah.
dam, really, that dam.
Right,
It's-
yeah.
It's significantly, it's labeled significantly
Yeah.
hazard. And
Yeah.
if we walk away,
Right,
yikes.
right,
So
Yeah.
keep that in,
yeah.
Yeah.
understand that, yeah.
Well, we appreciate all
Yes.
you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I appreciate what you're doing, and again, thank you for hearing us.
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
And I'm glad you brought it forward because, we all go to a lot of meetings outside of the town of Conway and it just puts it in our
Yeah,
brain to
sure,
think,
sure.
talking to people, different ideas, and, you're getting ahead of it so it's not the panic last minute when we're all scrambling
Exactly,
trying to do something.
exactly. We don't want it to be, exactly,
Right.
what you just said.
But I also think potentially maybe we should talk about this regularly, like we should keep, we should get together, whether it's.
Well, I think this might be one of our Selectboard priorities.
Right.
Preserving,
Right.
preserving the Conway bond.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate your time very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've got 2 weed whackers.
Oh, yeah, I can bring my own. Yeah, I said, come on, another conversation.
I knew that was what you were.
Well, it was, we used, what was the fund?
2 O's or 1?
What was the one that was sitting there, like, sitting there?
Oh, no, that's
The Germaine?
Jermaine.
The Marriott
Conway fund. Perfect, that's easy for me.
Thank you for your job.
Yeah, they're Germain fund, that's, we spent a lot of money out of that to do the ADA upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right, so, going back to the beginning, minutes, vote to approve the minutes of July 14th, 2025. I am going to make a motion, this looks fine to me.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Meetings attended by select board members.
You were gone, so I did
Yes,
the
thank
FERCog
you.
meeting on the 17th.
Thank you.
That is it.
Nothing's full, it was quiet.
Yeah, it's been this part of my.
Pickleball meetings.
We don't care about that.
Okay.
No
Public
peanut gallery comments.
Unfinished business. Discussion and vote on sending a support letter regarding Oakham's example on energy facility siting in Massachusetts. This was a tour town of Oakham, Mass. They're trying to put a battery storage facility there, and it sounds gross. Literally, and so this is just a letter that was prepared by the town of Oakham that they're asking fellow towns in Massachusetts to sign in support of them opposing the siting of this
I will definitely sign.
massive, yes,
I am so tired
I know,
of these solar farms. They strip, sorry,
yeah.
I will get into a rant about stripping away from actual
This is a giant
civilians.
lithium battery storage facility, which does not seem to be appropriate for rural communities
How
like
about
ours.
extend the tax credits for people in their own solar on their own roofs?
Yes, how about that?
Instead
So
of giving
anyway.
it to corporations. Drives me
So
crazy.
that's a vote to sign.
Yes, I signed the letter in support of Oakham opposing
All in
the
favor,
battery
yes.
storage facility, yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna jump around because this is what's in front of me. So,
Cemetery.
discussion and vote to appoint John Portis to the Open Space Committee for a term ending 6/30/2028. Apparently, I'm the only one who needs to sign this. John is great. He lives on
Aye.
Baptist Hill.
I will make a motion for Eric to vote and for Erica to sign to appoint Dr. John Corbs to the Open Space Committee for a term ending 6/30/28.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, discussion and vote to appoint David Demers as an operator laborer with the highway department. I assume that everyone has seen
Did look at his resume.
the resume. He looks like,
Did you interview him, Brenda?
Yes, Ron and I did, yeah, we had, there was 3 planned interviews that day. So we met with one person, had a no-show, and then, Mr. Murs came in. We were-
Did David say why he's jumped around so often in the past couple of years?
Yeah, we did talk about that. I mean, he's been doing a, and I'm sorry, I should have made sure to have him here tonight, but, he's been doing, work as a, tower.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of them were actually through the present, so,
Yeah.
but he's working with, is it Reds that he's working with right now? But the reason he's interested, not to give out too much personal information, but he just had a child and he wants to settle down and,
Oh,
yes.
all right.
Out at all times of the day
Yes.
and night.
Well,
Yeah, that makes
And he's
Well-
from Greenfield, from what it showed on there.
That's where
Yeah.
that's where he's living. He said it was 17 minutes door to door to get here.
Okay.
And he.
At the speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
taking the highway, not driving away the road.
Yeah, but it was clear that he has so much mechanical ability and ability with equipment,
Yeah.
you know,
Good.
that, yeah.
All right.
He and I were both very excited about it.
I'll make a motion to appoint David Dimmers as an operator laborer with the highway department.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, discussion and vote to sign EMS letters of support for the town. I assume these are the 2 that are going to Chief Baker and Chief Bates for
That
their,
was the one Chris put together, and I just spoke them
Yeah.
out one for each of them on
Yeah.
it.
Thank
The
you.
response for the,
in response to our incident pool last 2 weeks ago. So motion to sign these letters thanking Chief Bates and Chief
Yes,
Baker
I'll
for
make a
their
motion.
support. And this-
So it's all the same color, sorry.
I'll make a motion, we sign these letters.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You want the same pen?
Discuss and sign the cemetery deed for Marshall Lewis, which is actually dated from, why is
It was
this?
2011.
2011.
Yeah, because they found they didn't have one signed by the select board.
Oh, wow.
That's,
So-
it's literally just like
This is just
cleaning up our
paperwork.
paperwork.
How's it?
Yeah, she's been waiting in the basement for.
Nice.
Not in the truck to go on a ride?
Don't. Don't.
So I move that we sign
Clear up the
a
details.
cemetery deed, which is a matter of housekeeping from 2011.
I'll second.
And I'm gonna have Lori put the rest of this in because I don't trust myself to put the right information.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, so discussion and vote on MVP 2.0 planning vendor, which I had a brief conversation with Veronica about this. So we have used FERCog before. But Veronica, do you want to explain?
Sure, so
Where we're at now?
we had a three-person evaluation team, we put out an RFP, and the way that works is that the vendors, there were 6 of them who submit a non-price proposal and a price proposal. The evaluation team has to look at the non-price proposal and rate all of the different companies for, how they, with all these different qualities, whether they were highly advantageous, not advantageous or unacceptable. So the team did that with all 6 of the vendors. Unfortunately, 2 of them came out in a dead time. So then we looked at the price proposals. They were exactly the same. So it was just an absolute tie, and actually there was a call put into 30B at the state just to say, what do we do in this situation? And they really didn't have a great
Whoever can get there first.
suggestion. Well,
That's what I'd do.
and I did speak with our accountant about this today too. And basically, I was kind of leaning towards the 2 companies were the Collaborative for Educational Services and then FERCog. So my reasoning was the FERCog, and we adore the FERCog, but they've been involved with MVP in town for about 10 years. And this is a whole kind of different process, and it just seemed like, you change your auditor every once in a while, maybe it's time to just get fresh eyes on the whole MVP process in town.
But what does the collaborative know about this?
Well, they do, I work with them. over the
Yeah, I
years,
was
and-
on the board.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
many times, yeah.
Yeah, so, my sense is that they're kind of like the consultant partner who's gonna do, like grant reporting and like basically help us kind of, implement the project.
The 2 lead people in this both have a lot of experience with facilitating meetings, which is a lot of what they're going to be doing. So in MVP 2.0, there's going to be a 10-member team going forward. It's called the core team. Paul McClatchy III, who's the Asheville town administrator, and I make up 2 of the 10. So we needed another 8. So from Conway, I said I just wanted, and then from those, there's going to be municipal people and community liaisons that we have to find, people out in the community. And I said for Conway, I'd like to have just 1 municipal person, and the other 3 be from the community, because that to me is, And Asheville was the opposite. We wanted to have, 2 municipal. And anyway, so Jody Lally, I got to be our municipal person, and she's like a perfect fit
Yeah.
for that. And then Paul had picked 2 people. One wasn't able to come to our kickoff meeting, but the other one's on their Concom and has a lot of experience. Anyway, so we have this core team, and this planning vendor, which is what either FERCog or CPS would be, are the ones who are going to facilitate all these meetings, help us find the rest of the community liaisons to make up the core team, and then kind of lead us through the whole process of engaging the community to have discussions. And so it's really people who need to have the ability to hold these meetings and facilitate meetings. Now, we already have our equity partner, which I know it gets very confusing, it's an involved kind of process, but Caitlin Markey is our equity vendor, and she's the one who's there to make sure that the whole process includes making sure that all voices are heard. And the planning vendor is the one who's like facilitating all these meetings and has to make sure that we're all also following the process that, and make sure that everybody is, everybody's opinion is being brought in, and we're having people from, as many different areas. And one of the things we're already kind of focusing on is like how much can we get younger people involved, because this is about their future, so, anyway. Long-winded approach, but that, and so also because there are these 2 people who are going to be the primaries, it just seemed to me like we get a lot more personalized attention, which is kind of what this is about as well. I mean, when you're taking 2 really great options and you're trying to find something to differentiate.
So what is the length of like the contract or the relationship that we're signing on to if we go with
MVP,
either?
the MVP 2.0 altogether is a 2-year process. We're probably like, what, two months into it now.
Okay, so,
And it's set up into sections, so they're probably gonna be another 11 to 12 month commitment from this.
Is this, is this position that we're deciding between the two, is there any data crunching or report writing?
Yes,
have
they
to-
will be submitting reports on our behalf, yes, yeah.
I just, what I think of the collaborative, yes, they can conduct meetings, I just see them more on the education side, you know what I mean? Like teacher training, educational consulting, whatever, like this seems kind of out of their scope. I mean, they can conduct meetings and
Yeah, let me
facilitate
s-
conversations, but.
well, they do, I mean, but, because I've worked with them over the years, and I mean, I have like a little nonprofit that I ran that I feel like they took over on.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the things that they do is like basically grant project management
Yeah.
essentially.
So in the evaluation, let me just read to you the categories real quick so you can get a sense of why we rated them the way we did. So this is evaluating the proposals. Experience in leading equity-centered projects and initiatives. Diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings, meaning that they have them. Experience in leading climate and/or resiliency-related projects. And all of these, they got
So they've done.
highly advantageous, yes, from,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright. It's in their scope, I'm fine.
Yeah, experience in leading equitable and inclusive community engagement, experience with rural communities, which was another one we really felt important in there, and then commitment to attending in-person meetings. So that's what we rated everybody on for
Okay.
this. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first time they're great, but I'm like, these guys are in Northampton. I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm into opening, like it'd be
Yeah.
good to get some new, I don't know, energy
Okay,
and
I'm fine.
new partnerships. So. All right, so I'm going to make a motion that we select the Collaborative for Educational Services as our planning vendor for the MVP 2.0 grant project.
Yes, and this is on behalf of both Conway and Asheville,
On
we're the
behalf.
lead town, so Conway Selectboard, that's the choice.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, items not anticipated. Discussion and possible vote on costs for upgrading
Yeah,
computer equipment.
which is gonna be tabled, but I can tell you what's going on. I'll just do that part of my
I heard.
TA update.
All right, yeah, let's roll this into the TA update.
Where was, I didn't see it in the packet.
Oh, did I not?
Oh, it's fine, go on.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I didn't get it into the, shoot, sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't an email.
No, I didn't send an email, but I thought I didn't put it in the packet.
I
I
swear,
might
I
have- okay.
thought I saw an email and thought I saw an fax, but I don't
Okay.
think that's either of those things are true.
Okay, all right, so for the IT part of this, the SourcePass has been meeting with us fairly regularly, and you can attend anytime if any of you want to. And I do have minutes from those meetings that you can see as well. So the process right now, as I understand, is that they needed to onboard all of our actual hardware so that they can get in there. And now, like they've done my laptop and my desktop and Adam's laptop and Adam's desktop, and I think they only have one or two, maybe, actually, Derek's might have been done today, the assessors. I know Heidi Flanders just had hers done. And I think there might have been one more that needed to get done, I can't remember who it was.
About Lori, first.
Lori's is done,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And Mike Pacheco's, yeah, everybody's pretty much, there's one more. Oh, it's the highway clerk.
Oh, yeah.
It's the highway clerk. So, now that that's done, what they've discovered in getting into them, because I gather in D-Link one, Roy bought a lot of D-Link computers for us. And they couldn't tell from looking at it until they got into it what generation it was. So even though my computer's new to me by about a year or so, it's actually like, I don't remember, 7th or 8th generation.
So it's really.
So basically it's gonna be slow, is what they're saying. Now, I'm not the techie in the room, but this is how they explain it to me. And so they're gonna be getting me a quote for, once all the onboarding's done and they've seen what's inside each of the computers, they're gonna let me know what needs to be upgraded. Some of them are new machines, but some just need to be bumped up to Windows 11 Pro
I
and
think there was
whatever.
eight or 10.
So basically,
Yeah.
they're
The
gonna,
desktop stuff.
they're gonna charge us more money.
Basically, we're gonna have to find more money.
Yeah.
And I did talk to Mike about this again today, so we're gonna need new equipment and need new computers, and we're also gonna need a couple of firewalls. That's the one that still has me confused, why we need 2 new firewalls. Why I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So we need a firewall in each building, because this is because from now on, we're gonna be just logging right into, Microsoft to the cloud. And actually, I'd love your take on whether or not we should stick with Duo as a double. Like, when I get into my computer, I have Duo in here, I can't get into the machine without that on here. But then I'd also have a password to get into the cloud.
2-factor.
Yeah, but the difference for us is that right now, the way I get in is I VPN in. With my laptop, I VPN in from home to my thing there. It wouldn't be like that now. Now it would just be going through this to the cloud. So,
Makes sense. You
Anyway,
need a
so-
firewall then.
right, and I don't even know, I haven't even broached that with them, how that works for when we're going in from the cloud, like when I'm home, because I don't have a firewall in my house, and I'm not on there, so
But you won't get the VPN anymore?
we won't need to, because we're just
Because you're,
directly
yeah, I guess.
connected to the cloud.
So,
Again,
I guess
Yeah,
the
that's
surprise of
so
it all
easy,
is
yeah.
that they couldn't have
No,
known
He
this ahead
anticipated,
of
yeah, I
time.
feel like they should have known, because I mean, I thought they
They
did
bid
quite
it.
a comprehensive discovery process.
I thought so too, and so I was surprised, and like I said, so we're gonna have to table that because they haven't gotten the quote to me yet.
Yeah.
And I did tell them that the 2 things I need them to explain are why they didn't know about the extra 2 firewalls, or what, that we were gonna need to upgrade our machines. The machines, I think, might be, because he told me with the V-Links, he couldn't read from, he had to be inside the machine before he could tell me. Because V-Links are a little different, like he could tell like from my laptop, which is a Lenovo, he could tell what generation it was, but he couldn't do that
For the other ones.
with the V-Links, and we have a lot of V-Links.
Because they're so old.
So, anyway, yes, it was a surprise.
But, so this might potentially be something that we would have to put on like a special town meeting
Yeah,
warrant,
it's gonna
because
be
it's
a-
gonna be
yes.
that significant of an
Possibly.
expense.
Possibly, but, it also could be something we could just do a reserve fund transfer. I don't know what the amount's gonna be yet.
So we don't know yet.
I don't know yet, so I will bring that back to you.
But
as
either
soon
way,
as I know.
we're
Not a nice
anticipating,
surprise.
we're gonna have, but we already know that we're gonna probably have a special town meeting anyway.
Oh, we've got at least 2
Yeah,
reasons for a
this week,
special
yeah,
town meeting,
so-
so I'm sure we're having one once free cash is certified, yes,
Okay.
yes. All right.
We'll talk about that next
So,
time.
okay, so do you want me just to?
Yeah,
Okay,
TA update.
So, in your packet, and I know I did put this in the packet online, but Ron has, well, we've got the Chapter 90 fund allotment, which is a lot higher than it had been. So it's $608,562.63 compared to just the allotment last year, $266,606.
Nice.
So, yeah, so anyway, so yes, we're getting a lot more money, which is fabulous. Ron has already submitted to Mass DOT for $233,160 for chip sealing on Whately Road, Roaring Brook, South Ashfield, and Williamsburg. And that's just the normal maintenance on a paved road. You know, after it's been done, a couple of years later, you come in and chip seal. So with hiring David Demers, there's only 1 position left open at the highway department.
Look at
That's
that.
his highway clerk. So,
Which is desperately needed.
yes, which is needed, and we're working on that. I also wanted to let you know, I'm working with Ron on getting signs I use Sunrays printing in Hadley
Yeah.
for my signs. We're gonna get some 12 by 18 signs. He and I talked about this, and Lori was here, at least a year ago, about trying to get signs up in the parking right here that say that it's for Town Hall and Veterans Park only. Because people, and then, you know, I had the idea today, maybe what we need to do is, you know how you go into towns and you have the blue sign that says public parking with an arrow?
Yeah.
To try to get them to go down here, to park down there instead. So, anyway, I'm working with Ron on that. Okay, did I teach? Transfer station, woo-hoo! I did post on the website today the pictures of the new Conway Mall. I'm thrilled. I mean, I walked in there this morning and it's really nice. It's gonna be so much fun. And while I was up there, I was meeting with Ed Severance from Taylor Landscaping, because there was a miscommunication, misunderstanding among his staff about what was supposed to be done up there. So we went up today, he remeasured, and now it was, I think they patched it 19 by 31 instead of the 24 by 50 it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that little dip that's right by the two sheds, and
Right.
that has to be let, you can't have pooling water, you know, I mean,
Right.
so he's marked it out again, he did that when I was there. And they're gonna get Dig Safe to come up and look at it, and then he'll tell me when they're going to fix it. And it shouldn't be too long, but he knows it's on them because they're the ones.
Is it gonna slow down the shed?
The shed?
Shed's already there.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I know the shed was there, but is it where it's gonna land
Is it where it's-
No, it's
Yes.
not.
in its final destination?
The Conway Mall's in place.
Okay.
Oh, it's all done.
Yeah, okay, so that's landed where it's.
Oh, that's all, yeah, that's all
Okay.
set, and we're all good to pay for it, and I gotta ask for DEP to give me the $6,000 reimbursement, and the rest will come out of transfer station revenue fund.
And we have to now get an electrician in there or something, what's next?
We're gonna need, yes, we're gonna need a room cordoned off for the volunteers, because it's just an open
Yeah.
shed right now. So we're gonna need a room put in the back that can be heated somehow. I don't know if we can, throw in a mini split, if that's the easiest solution, I don't know. I'm gonna need to talk to probably Kenny or somebody. And then I have had quite a few people, get in touch with me about being volunteers. So I'm gonna give it another week or so and then have a meeting up there, because I need to know from the people who are willing to volunteer, are we taking all the same materials we did before? Do you still want to do clothing? Is there room for clothing? There's a bunch of things. The other thing I wanted to run by the board, because we had so much trouble when people would come in with their donations in a black plastic bag, and the people didn't have enough time to
Right.
look through it, and then they find out it's full of dirty diapers. So what I was going to suggest is that we say all donations have to come in open cardboard box.
Yeah.
So, anybody who's volunteering up there can just look in and tell them right away whether or not it's going to be accepted. So those are the kind of things.
Anything that makes it go better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we'll eventually figure it out. We'll work out a good solution.
Yeah, well, Doreen, Shelley is the one of the ones who called me just recently, and she said, I'm the one who gave it the name of Conway Mall. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. So she's willing to volunteer now.
Oh, nice.
And, we were chatting about it, and I said, it's one of those things where if it looks nice, people treat it with respect. If it looks shabby,
Yeah.
and this
Right.
is so nice and pristine that I'm really hoping it's
Yeah.
like we've had a clean,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That'd be great. Okay.
Yeah, and then Mark Popham, who we have to have that third-party inspection of the landfill, and he did the well testing and the gas monitoring and everything was fine. It's a little bit high salt in some areas, but it shouldn't be an issue in the wells. And then I did want to ask you, a while back, I think I had mentioned that somebody has offered us, Mrs. West has offered us an 8x4 metal sign that can be put outside with all the letters. And I just want to know if the board would like us to take it, it's for free. We could put it outside. Hmm?
West?
Yes.
I saw that today.
Oh, okay.
It's a great sign.
Yeah. And she's got boxes, all the
Yeah.
boxes with letters and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well take it.
And it could go right outside the gate,
Yeah.
angled so that people driving up.
So
and-
funny, I literally saw that sign.
Well, I was wondering
A
if
few
that's
hours ago.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to check to see if you did want it, if so, we'll
Yes.
just get Ron to.
Yeah, can we also get people to volunteer to do the fun haikus every week?
Speaking of transfer station, I did talk to Tim about the outfits. So that's
Okay.
been taken care of.
Okay, great. What was the other thing? Anyway, And then, of course, you all know about the increase in the health insurance from Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust. Jan just emailed me this afternoon and said that now that it's been voted on as a 20% increase, yeah, on top of the 18 and 20% increase. Yeah. I don't believe we have two plans, the HMO and the PPO. I don't believe we have too many people in the PPO, but the trust is gonna let people switch from the PPO to the HMO if they wish.
So after this enrollment year started, they're raising it again?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Is that even okay?
And, well,
The state's
it was
gonna
either
let 'em.
that or it fold. And the problem is, because it's as a group, and as I understand it, because of HIPAA rules, if it's under, if the town itself is under 50 employees, they can't give us like the information. So the group, as a group, knows what our claims and, but the towns themselves don't know. So we would have no idea if the Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust folded, if they hadn't voted yes for this, they would have had to fold. And then we would have no idea what liability we'd be left with, not a clue, until it all came out in the wash, and we would have to pay for it. So even though it's not at all good, it was the best of all possible votes at the time. So, and this goes up on
Sickening.
October 1st.
They depleted the reserve fund in a 3-year
Yeah.
term, like 20 million, they depleted it.
We've got,
And everybody's been saying, they've all been saying that H1P drugs have been the cause of all the increases. So then they get rid of the H1P aside from people that have diabetes too,
Right.
right? But we're still getting a 20%
Yeah.
increase after an 18% increase the
Rather
prior
than
year.
not covering it.
40% increase over a 2-year term.
oh, in less than that.
In less than that, yeah,
Less than
it's
that.
ridiculous.
And they are having a conversation with the state, and in the meeting, I know that, I saw, Brett Blake was there, and I didn't happen to notice, because there were so many people on the call, as Senator Marks or his office was there. They're definitely aware of it, because I'd already emailed them anyway.
Yeah.
So does this get passed right to our employees? Or where
Well-
do we eat the cost?
We pay 70%, employees pay 30%.
So it gets passed to both of us.
Yeah. Yes, and the thing that really is, and you know, you're gonna have a meeting on, next meeting, the 25th, you're gonna have a joint meeting with the finance committee and have this discussion. You know, I've been trying to rack my brain to figure out how the town might be able to afford somehow helping the employees out, because basically they're not getting raises.
Right, ours went up at work 17%, and we went up 10%, and passed 7%.
Yeah, so that's the kind
So
of.
even if you get a COLA, you're still.
I brought this up at the FERCog meeting,
Mm-hmm.
because they kept on talking about, what do you do about ICE, what do you do about ICE, what do you do about this administration, right? And I was like, I think.
What
there's
about health insurance?
Yeah, and there's a bigger problem out here, and that's that we're beholden to these corporations. Like, we only have one option for internet, right? We only have one option for electricity. We only have one option for healthcare now, really, when it comes down to it. And none of these, all these are for profit. None of them
Who's the
are.
carrier
It's
for the
crazy.
town?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah.
So the trust is like our, and they conglomerate us, but we have it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they, yeah. I think I had heard somewhere recently though that there have been introduced over the years, and again, I think this year, a bill for a single payer system in Massachusetts.
So they've been trying
So,
to.
Yeah.
yes.
They've
Yeah.
introduced that year.
Yeah.
They've been trying for years.
Like corporations just shoot that right down.
You know, but the question, well, I know, but the question is
It's
with
Medicaid for all. This is
GIC
what
having
it
just
is.
been bailed out by the state, and with us now asking, you
Yeah.
know, would that give it more traction, I guess? is what I'm
Not
saying.
likely.
Are you a billionaire?
I don't even play one on TV.
Yeah.
It's more important that you have more money
All
as
right,
a billionaire.
so $90,000 was her estimate for how much
That's
will go up,
insane.
what we need to find,
Holy shit.
yep, at the special town meeting.
All right, well, we have a joint meeting with finance on August 20th. Okay, select board member comments, concerns. Apart from healthcare, cost of
Yeah.
healthcare.
Big one.
Yeah.
Mail, I didn't see anything.
There was one, and Veronique and I'll get on it with Patricia and Chasey.
Oh, I can see that.
It was just a bare naked meeting
Oh, okay. All right.
about highway department, and they've been doing clear cutting.
Oh, maybe I did see that now.
There was that one, and there's also one from John. Coates.
Yes.
Oh, I
The two
didn't
of
see
them,
that
yeah,
one.
they both sent emails about it, but
So,
Ron's already spoken with each of them, so.
Ron did.
yeah, and Veronique and Ron and I are meeting tomorrow. We're walking Galabar, and then we're gonna go check out Truce Road as well.
I mean, that should be like a conversation at some point, because you can't be expected, highway department can't be expected to individually notify residents along a road.
Right, and they do have a right of way as well.
Right.
And
Which I know.
it's not like people didn't know this was gonna happen.
So sorry. I mean, all that we can do is post the road work, which should be posted. I think like the highway, this is why we need the
A
admin.
clerk, yeah, we need an
Clerk.
admin to like, yeah.
Well, they clear cut, yeah, they did it on my road too, they clear cut it on the road, along the road, so, you know, brush and everything doesn't get
Right, so
away.
it's a safety thing.
And
Yeah.
it's in the town right away.
It's in the town right
Which,
So sorry.
Rock through my daughter's bedroom window, which my husband was very upset about. It's like, whatever, it's like, I just have to fix the one window pane.
Oh,
But
shot rocks.
It's, well, yeah, because I think that
It's just push hogging.
yeah,
Push
so it just
hogging.
like,
Ooh.
yeah, that it's, you know, I was like, you'll have that. So, whatever, it's gonna happen. I just really appreciate that they agreed to do my road. And they did a really great job. Like, one pane of glass, oh my God. I'm over it. Okay, so, next meeting will be Monday, August 25th at 6 PM. So, we do have next, is it next week is Warren Week?
yes, and I'm taking the week off, but I'm gonna be in on Monday morning anyway to sign some sheets, and then I have a meeting on Wednesday, but,
So what was that, next Monday, we have to sign warrants?
yes.
Yeah, so I
Well,
actually.
either Tuesday, but sometimes they don't come out till
Yeah.
Right, but
3,
it's
4
next week.
o'clock.
I'm out of town all next week. I'm back until like next Friday night. So
Okay.
you guys will have to come in and sign the warrants. But our next meeting will be August 25th here at 6 PM. So,
Okay.
motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.